Hey everybody, today is September 3rd, 2021. I'm Gene.
And I'm Zane.
And welcome to Hanging with Uncle.
How's it going, man?
Good, man. How was your week?
Good.
Outstanding.
Pretty good. Let me be honest, it's just a good week. We've been green all week. I forgot to say that earlier. We've been green on our investments.
Very good week in the portfolio. That's right.
That's kind of like the big thing I celebrated today was that we've been green on our investments all week this week.
The one that we're in the most on was up almost 10 cents today.
It's pretty good.
I
felt it.
Yeah.
I felt it.
Yep.
So we want to do our strain that we're smoking on, right? Lemon Vuitton. Some good stuff. Absolutely good stuff.
Yeah, it's a really good indica.
Do you know what percentage it is?
I think it's at 22.
22? Nice.
Yeah.
It doesn't list on the label right here, so sweet. No, I'm ready. It's very citrusy.
Yeah.
Very.
You know me. I gotta fight scurvy.
Yeah.
So there's a couple of things, like a public service announcement, that I want to kind of bring up today. There are three things. If you live here in the state of Arizona, there are three ballot initiatives that you need to be made aware of, so you can go to the locations where the ballot petitions are and sign to get these on the ballot in November. And the first one I want to talk about is SB 1828, which is the flat tax.
The flat tax, okay. What does that mean exactly?
So basically, it's a flat tax. It means everybody pays X amount of cent. Let's just say everybody pays 10% of what they make. So
I mean, that doesn't sound fair already. Like, what if you made more than me?
Exactly. It's, figure what 10% of 10,000 versus 10% of a million.
Right.
Who's still going to have more left over?
Definitely million. Yeah. The million. Like that.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
So, yeah, it puts an undue burden definitely on the lower income earners of the state for sure.
So something that favors the rich.
Once again.
Yeah, okay.
All right. The next one is SB 1827, which is a tax cap.
Okay. Which
I'm totally opposed to because that one resembles Social Security. So I want to say 7.5% of your income goes to pay Social Security and Medicare.
Right.
Well, there's a cap on that. So what you make at your job, 7.5% is everything of what you make.
Yeah.
Versus if I make $1 million, I'm only paying tax on $125,000 because of the cap that you pay. So we definitely do not want cap limits on how much people pay to get out of paying their fair share.
What the hell? No, we don't. Like, that's literally saying, like, we go to the store, I get taxes for paying for this candy bar, but you don't because you make more money.
Welcome to
fuck that. Like, fuck that. What?
And the last one is SB 1783, which is an attack on Prop 208, the Education Act.
Okay. And I already know about that one. Like, what? That's maybe 1% they pay, right? And that's equivalent to about $300 million each year. That's so much money out of the schools. Like, education is already faltering. We've had people out of school for a year already with COVID going on. And they just want to set us backwards some more.
Look at how many programs have been cut from public education. Look at a
lot of art programs for sure.
The student to teacher class ratio size. Taking more money out of education is the wrong thing. These people are just heartless. So,
yeah, that's not cool at all.
You can go to investinaznaw.com to find the location nearest you, to find a location to sign these ballot petitions.
And if you don't have a conversation on social media as well, find the hashtag #InvestInArizonaNow, InvestInAZNow, and get in the conversation. Tell them how you feel. Man, that's just... yeah. Unbelievable.
Please get out there and just sign the petition so we can get it on the ballot.
Oh, yeah. We get out there and sign, which is an old standard.
Well, today is also kind of really cool because we have a guest with us.
Yes, we have a
today.
friend, an old friend.
A very old friend.
Yeah.
And I'm going to call him Munch.
Munch?
Because that is his online persona.
Alrighty.
Munch is into Valorant. He's a very big and up-and-comer in that event. And he's also a genius when it comes to marketing. I've known that from previous experience.
Hey,
working
okay,
with him.
okay.
He's humble, but he's a genius. So,
Awesome.
hey, Munch, welcome
How's
to
it
the
going,
show.
man?
What's up, guys?
So, tell us a little bit about yourself. You play Valorant, right?
Yeah.
As Gene just said.
Yeah. That's it.
That's mainly it. Yeah. do you have a stream that you normally have? Yeah. What's your stream handle?
So I stream on Twitch. I stream Twitch Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. Usually 7 into some time of the night. And that's just TTV/FPS Munch. I mainly play first-person shooters. So that's kind of my jam.
So FPS Munch. Cool.
Yep.
Dope, dude. Awesome. Yeah. Well, welcome aboard.
Thanks.
Welcome. I mean, honestly, you want to keep talking about the PSA, right? Because I think that's ridiculous. Like, all this is literally, like, what if we had this flat tax go through and then the tax cap go through? We're literally paying an extra 17% total?
Basically, this is legalized, the sheriff of Nottingham stealing from the poor and giving to the rich.
This is literally aimed towards us.
Yeah.
That's absolutely crazy.
Yeah,
like, man.
As a member of the 1%, I'm actually... I kind of like it. No, it's crazy. That's be a lot of money. That I can see the other side of the argument is that like more money, like the thought, right? I'm sure is like more money to go back into the economy, more loose money to do this and that, and it's like the thing that's not being thought about is all the money that would not be going into the system to help with these different programs.
Exactly.
Also things that people love like defense, which with everything going on in the world right now, like in Afghanistan, it's kind of a big deal.
Kind of a big deal, yeah.
So it's like...
Even though officially we are officially out of Afghanistan.
True.
At least that's what our government is telling us. So officially that's what the word is.
Okay, so what do you mean by that?
Well, let's just say that the United States has had a history of not always telling us the truth. So I'm just reserving judgment. But for right now, I'll take them at their word until I'm proven wrong.
Okay.
And hopefully I won't be.
Okay. We've had a crazy week of things going on. A really crazy law that went in that
you're gonna tell me about Texas thing?
The Texas abortion law?
Yeah.
It's nuts, man.
That's
so basically it prohibits abortions after 6 weeks.
Okay. Where
women really 99% of the time don't even realize they're pregnant at 6 weeks. So how are you supposed to know what to do if you don't even know that you're in that situation? But it's, long story short, it basically creates a vigilante law.
Right.
Because if you know someone, if you know an Uber driver, a Lyft driver, your next door neighbor, that gives somebody a ride or gives them information of just some place they can go to talk to a doctor about their reproductive rights, which turns out or ends in an abortion, they can be fined and imprisoned under Texas law.
Imprisoned included?
Yes. And you don't even have to live in the state of Texas to have standing to bring this lawsuit. You can call from Iowa and make a complaint in the state of Texas, and they will go through with it.
All right, my body, my choice. People who don't get vaccinated and or wear a mask, listen here. This is also a my body, my choice situation. These women that's terrifying. That's absolutely terrifying. Like you said, you don't know if you're pregnant within 6 weeks, correct? Right. And then that's already a big old mystery. And then on top of that, you have to worry about. Wow, I don't even know. I can't even I can't process that.
To me, it's discriminatory. It's unconstitutional and it's discriminatory because the law targets women. The last that I checked, it takes male and female to create life.
And that's what discrimination is, targeting.
Right, it's only targeting the female gender, because where are all the protests outside of urologist offices where men get vasectomies?
Not there.
Because men's reproductive rights, they can do whatever the hell they want, but heaven forbid women make their own choices.
I see Yahoo standing outside Planned Parenthood when I go to a harvest all the time. All the time.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things where I feel like you gotta have like an equal ground, right? Like middle ground between the two. And I feel like the two sides of this argument are like, at what point is there life and what point is there not?
Mm-hmm.
And like we found that out like scientifically and agreed, both portions of that argument, that like, oh, what was it before? 32 weeks?
26.
26 weeks?
According to Roe v. Wade.
Right. So we've set that precedent. We've done that research to finalize this agreement. And now, like, I think what's happening is, like, this is a way to almost recreate that conversation. And it could be even better in the end, as far as, like, it sucks getting there because I feel like people are going to get hurt along the way, right, to finally have that conversation. And it's already happening. Like you were mentioning earlier, there's already a lawsuit of somebody that's suing or whatever.
Texas itself, I'm sure,
The state of Texas was sued
Yeah.
over this lawsuit. It went to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court decided to do absolutely nothing about it. They would not hear the case, which means that the opinion of the appellate court, which upheld the Texas ban, stands. So now it opens the door for states like Florida, Mississippi, all these Bible Belt states to bring anti-abortion laws.
Texas is not the only
And this
state.
is available because of Mitch McConnell blocking Merrick Garland and now allowing the courts to be stacked with all these pro-life Republican judges. The Supreme Court has become politicized.
Oh, man, dude.
I don't know, man. I think the thing that's super sad about that is that more people are gonna get hurt by this law, and I think
in prison too. Like
I think it's gonna become a volume thing where it's like when you have right now it's one individual versus like when it's 10,000 women. What happens then?
Right.
Yeah.
That are coming forward, and it's like I choose to believe that there's a majority of people that see that as ludicrous, and eventually being overturned by the Supreme Court and being like, bruh, no. But then, at that point, it opens up that conversation as to when is that, right? And if it's being decided by the Supreme Court, that's a whole nother can of worms.
Right.
Because of how that works.
This is the part that scares me. The answer used to be vote. Just go out and vote. Get these people out of office that are enacting these laws. But now with the voter suppression laws and laws that have taken place here in Arizona and Texas, where the Secretary of State no longer has control over the elections, that authority is now given to the legislatures who are partisan. They run on partisan tickets. Gives them the authority to decide what votes count and what votes don't count. So voting is not even the answer anymore because Kyrsten Sinema and Joe Manchin won't end the filibuster on civil rights issues when it comes to voting and protecting the right to vote.
Man. Yeah, and we're already seeing all these other laws being taken in place in all these other states that are making voting harder and harder. And it just... it's right in front of us. You can see it, and just still people are just so blind of what is happening. You know, they're trying to take over mainly our lives in a way. They're taking rights away from women. They're telling us how to vote and how to not vote. Like, honestly, we should be voting electronically, but we don't.
I remember having a conversation in 2016 after Trump beat Hillary.
Voting should be as anonymous
and
as
this female was so giddy that Republicans control the House, Senate, and the White House. And I'm just like, you know, you don't know how screwed you are and what you've done. And I explained to her what would happen regarding abortion. Well, I believe in abortion, and so therefore they wouldn't do that. I'm just, you can't be that ignorant because look what they're doing. They've done it, and they're going to be doing it all across the United States because you voted for Trump.
So that's a prime example of like where I feel like the two-party system fails right there, right? So it's like based on her beliefs and like everything, right? She is categorized as Republican, but like there are still beliefs that are counter to say the majority of that movement or like that political party, right? And that's where it's like, where do you go then? What's your group? And that's where I'm like, I think it's looking at each thing and being like whether or not you agree or disagree with it.
You know,
instead of being like, well, I'm Republican, yeah, hooray, all these Republicans are in office, or I'm a Democrat, all these people are in office, right? And instead it should be like, we should have things that represent what the majority of us want.
It should be about protecting and defending the Constitution, which is the oath that they took, you know, and swore to.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's job
one. It shouldn't
one.
be like parties. It should be about like policy. It should be about what we want as people and as a republic, as a majority, versus like the individuality that we have.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, according to the preamble of the Constitution, Congress is supposed to enact laws that promote the general health, safety, and welfare of the people. Is that going on?
No.
That's where I think, you know, change needs to happen. And like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Just gotta help more people, man.
I agree, man.
No, I totally agree with that. Yeah, Texas is kind of not my favorite place right now. Definitely not my favorite place right now.
So, I would love to live in Texas.
Man.
Not even lying.
Yeah.
Like, there's no state income tax.
They have toll roads.
No, but
I don't know if you know what those are, but toll roads suck.
I'm moving to California at the end of the month.
True, yeah, true. Okay.
Well, how much is your property tax?
It's gonna be big.
You know, you're still gonna pay.
You're still gonna pay. It's
Right.
just from a different place. I just, you know, would you rather pay in one lump sum?
Because
or
Oregon also has no
right,
state
same
income
thing.
tax.
And then their sales tax is
through the roof. Yeah.
It's like it's made up somewhere, but like you gotta choose. And I don't know, lean towards that like idea, especially if I'm renting in Texas. Like, it's not bad.
Yeah, I've had issues in Texas personally. They'll never get a nickel of my money.
Really?
No.
Yeah. I don't know. I've had some recent negative experiences. Not like negative, like something on me, just an uncle passing and all that nonsense. And I don't know. It's just, it's not desirable to go back because of that, like stuff like that. You know, like I know I have family out there, and of course I'll go and see them. But that's probably the only reason why I would go out there is to go see my family, most likely. Yeah. But
I feel that.
Let's
like,
go.
I don't know.
Yeah, let's go back to your gaming venture, dude. Because I do have some questions about your gaming venture.
What's
So
up?
you play Valorant, right? It's your favorite weapon.
Are
you an operator?
Lately it's been the Vandal. I like to snipe, but
Okay.
like I'm trying to get good with like the other weapons in the game, so that way I'm not like, you know, guys will type in chat like
Right.
crutch and
Right.
things like that when you're only using one weapon. So like I want to be versatile. So like no matter if I'm using, you know, the Vandal, which is like basically like an AK-47, or if I'm using the op, which is basically a bare 50 cal, or if I'm using a Deagle, which is like which is like a sheriff, or like a ghost, which is like a silenced like I don't know Glock.
It's a Glock, I think, or something like that. Yeah.
Like I can do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can switch to those roles. So
Yeah, to a lot of people who don't know, Valorant is an FPS game.
yeah, probably.
It's kind of comparable to Counter-Strike as well, but it has it's a 5-on-5 team. There's 30 rounds. You have to win by 2. You swap sides. One side attacks, one side defends. One side has a bomb, one side doesn't. They're defending site points, correct? And each character in the game has different abilities, right? So next question, because we want people to know who FPS Munch is, or Munch, right? Who's your favorite character in Valorant? Jet?
Yeah.
So you're one of those guys. You're dashing in, huh?
I love Jet, dude.
Yeah. No, she can actually carry a game. She literally could.
And she fits my playstyle. Like I like to be the guy up in front. I like to be the guy that's going in.
The entry fragger.
Yeah, I like to be the entry because, like, for me, like, I haven't had this really, and because this is my first time playing a tactical shooter. Had that feeling. Like other games I've played have mainly been like hero-based shooters, like Overwatch Paladins, or like Gears of War and things of that nature. Never like to this level of tactical gameplay where it's almost like you're being like an entry, I'd imagine, like in the military, like if you're a Marine, like being the first guy into a room, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I have a hard time being like, you know, the guys behind me that are coming up behind me. You know, if I'm in the back and the guy in the front dies, right? Versus like if I'm in front and I get shot, like I'm protecting the guys behind me, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think like if everyone's thinking that way, like there's some real cool synergy that's going on. And really cool.
Oh no, I've been following Counter-Strike for a long time, and just seeing plays alone that they can do in Counter-Strike where they don't have abilities like the characters in Valorant do, but they're using simple smokes, grenades, like guns. Like there are simple moments where someone sees a sniper on the ground, an op on the ground, and they throw a nade at it, and the nade explodes and throws the op at them, and they catch it. You know what I mean? Like there's crazy stuff like that they do. You know, and like honestly, the esports scene is huge. Good luck, you know what I mean? Good luck on your venture, dude. But we're not done asking questions, right? Of course. So you're planning on, you said, moving to California, right? I do know a particular team that's out there in California. Are you trying to play for said team? 100 Thieves, for say? Maybe a Liquid?
I don't know. They already have an old guy. His name's... they have 2 old guys.
Are we considered old? Are we really, though? There are a bunch of old players still in the scene that play.
So it's usually... I feel like the majority of, like, esports pros, like, from what I've seen, are, like, in their early 20s, late teens.
Okay.
Not as many, like, you're not seeing many, like, 14-year-old pros, 16-year-old pros, things like that. It's mainly, like, you know, guys that are, like,
I mean, China's fixing
19,
that with their,
with
their curfew.
Yeah. Crazy.
China's challenging that.
That thing's crazy. I didn't think that was real when my buddy told me.
Originally, they had a 3-hour window, actually, apparently there was already a curfew. They had a 3-hour window, and then it was cut down to 1. That's crazy. But yeah, keep going. Sorry.
That's insane. That's insane. Fuck, what was I going to say?
It's the weed, bro.
It's
the weed.
We're talking about your teams.
Yeah, who would you play for or try to play for?
I don't know. Like, I think the first goal is just getting good enough.
Okay.
My first thing is like to hit Immortal, which is the second highest rank in the game.
Okay.
The first is Radiant.
Comparable to Masters in like League, yeah, you're right there at the scene, yeah.
Or like, what is it in Apex? A Predator versus whatever the second highest one is.
I don't know what Call of Duty's is. Don't even get me
try it. Or like CS:GO's Global Elite.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
I just recently started playing CS:GO, and I'm a big fan.
It's way different than Valorant, I think.
Dude, I love it.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I'm 15. Well, I am. I'm 15 years late to the game. Literally.
There's a lot of hackers though. I've heard that.
There are,
CS:GO
but like
man.
I haven't ran into any yet, and I'm technically like I'm a low level because I'm just starting out. So we'll see if that changes. But,
you got a platinum level though? You got a platinum level?
Yeah, I hit plat on Valorant.
That's good. Nice.
This act, which ends on the 7th. But like, so I need 2 more levels to reach Immortal. So reach Immortal first thing. Sorry, I'm just kind of ranting at this point.
No, you're keep going. It's about you.
And then from there, start playing with teams along the way. Like build a team, start playing with guys scrimming.
And then start learning the intricacies of the game.
Yeah, learning just like Gene and I were talking about it, where it's like it's different when you have what was it? Oh, pick up basketball, right? So when you're playing basketball, like you have like if you're doing a pickup game, like the level of competition is different than if you're playing on a team, like in a league. So it's like if you're playing with the same guys every week, whatever, you're gonna learn each other's play styles. You're gonna learn like, you know, strengths and weaknesses, things like that, things that you can do, things you can't, whatever. And it's similar to that. It's like the more you play with these guys, the more you're gonna learn the game, see different ways to play it, and then hopefully by February have a solid enough team to compete. And I think it's very, if you're not a content creator, I think it's very difficult to get into, say, like a large organization like 100 Thieves, because if you're going from like a gameplay perspective, like it's much more likely to be like the Dallas Fuel, which is a Overwatch team that was picked up by Envy, where it's like you're a team that got together, you're cracked, you're goated, you're winning, and a larger organization notices you and says,
and they want you.
we have the infrastructure, we have the money, like we can help make this bigger and a lot better.
I mean, it really kind of depends on, the game too. Like League of Legends perspective, like you can do the solo queue grind, right? You can make a name for yourself through your own solo queue grind, get your levels ranked up, get up to challenger, start challenging the pros that are up there, and make a name for yourself that way. But also, if you have a team, per se, and your team climbs up, and then there's a small org that notices you, and you play in a smaller scene, and then you move on to that, the next scene, then the next. There's two different ladders in a way, from what I've noticed. There's only two ladders. Same with the fighting game scene. Tekken's cool. Like, I play Tekken a lot, and you have your own personal grind, and it's you by yourself, and then you build your clout, your resume, Twitter, whatever, and then the org will notice you. Like, that's mainly it. So, I've been talking with Gene before. Power's changed. It's not money, it's followership. So as soon as you get that followership, you're golden, Yeah.
Do you have a regular crew you play with? Are you looking to add people?
Yeah, I got a solid group of guys that I play with. I'm always looking for new people that like to play.
I uninstalled Ballot a bit ago.
So if I wanted to play or join your team or make a team with you, how would I reach out to you?
You can just send me messages on Twitch or I'm FPS Munch on Twitter. You can just DM me there.
Okay.
I'm pretty active in this Discord that I help manage. Called the Night Shift, and it's just like a chill group of dudes. And we just, hang out and play games.
That's awesome, man.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
Cool, man. Well, good luck with that.
Yeah, man. Absolutely. Like, FPS Munch.
Yep.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah.
Do we want to go on to our dumbass of
I think we have. It's time for our dumbass of the week.
Yeah, mine's kind of obvious. I'm gonna go with Joe Rogan here.
What did Joe do?
Joe. He pushes the no mask agenda, anti-vax agenda. Caught COVID, which I do want to say. I don't want to talk negatively. I do hope he recovers. Okay, I do hope he has a speedy recovery. I do hope a miracle happens with the cocktail of drugs that he has taken.
Oh, please.
Including the cow.
Ivermectin.
The cow dewormer. For some reason.
But this is to Sean Hannity.
It's like Z-Pack and all the nonsense. He's throwing cocktails at him. But he still was very sick on the video that he posted when he was talking about what he's going through. But I do hope he feels better. But Joe, I'm sorry. You get vaccinated, dude. I'm sorry. You'll get it again. There's a possibility of you getting it again. It's not the chicken pox. Yeah, it's not the chicken pox. There's no immunity after that. Which also people can also get chicken pox afterwards as well. By the way. Right. So get the vaccine, please, so you can at least be easier when you're sick, man. Not now, of course. Obviously, it won't work now because it's too late. But at some point. But that is I'm gonna say dumbass of the week because man, that it happens. Karma gets you, is how I say it.
My dumbass of the week is House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy.
Okay.
So the House Select Committee on January 6th has asked telecommunications people, emails, phone records, that kind of stuff, to preserve them. And Kevin McCarthy is threatening them if they comply because he feels he's going to be House Majority Leader after the midterms. But you're going to threaten people, Kevin McCarthy? Really? My question is, what's in there that you don't want them to find? Why are you threatening people publicly?
Wasn't Marjorie Taylor also threatening too?
She's part of it. Yeah. There's a group of 11 Republicans, right now elected Republicans, sitting in Congress
who are scared,
that are on this list of people they've asked to hold these records on.
Yeah,
so Kevin McCarthy, you can't protect people like that. You're my dumbass of the week. You're telling where the breadcrumb trail is.
Man, that they quiver in their boots.
Yeah,
don't they?
We have about 30 seconds, Reed, if you want to give us your dumbass of the week.
Mine's not like a famous person or anything like that.
That's all right. We
don't
just have
have to
true
be.
stories.
Yeah.
I guess like I work for a hot air balloon company, and like one of the this was like 2 weeks ago, we had like a bachelorette party come through.
Oh boy.
And like I'll drive the van, so I'm like transporting passengers to the balloon, and then from it, also like helping with like set it up and all that jazz. But as we were driving along, we had a sorority, or not sorority, excuse me, it was a bachelorette trip, and people generally like ask questions like how big is the balloon and how high up do we go, stuff like that. And one of the ladies in the back, she wasn't the bride to be, but she was like, so what makes the balloon go up? And like I didn't know how to respond because I've never been asked that. And one of her friends was like, Stacy, it's a hot air balloon. It's in the name. And I was like, and no one laughed.
She called her out like that.
Yeah, and that was the thing that like I was trying so hard not to laugh because no one laughed in this group of like 10 women. And it was like, as I was like hearing this, I'm like, I get it that it's like it's super early. It's like 4 a.m. I'll give you that. But like the fact that like no one's like laughing at this or any type of like reaction is like, is this just like normal? Like it was.
It says something, doesn't it?
It really does, man. You gotta pay it.
Well, thanks again to Reed for coming on the show.
Yeah.
FPS Munch on Twitch.tv.
Yeah.
Outstanding. All right, guys.
Follow us on Twitter,
Thanks for having me
Facebook,
on.
and
Spotify, YouTube. I'm Zane.
I'm Gene.
Later.
Thank you for hanging with Uncle.